undead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets, mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors. Armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language, these beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
I can't hear you. You're muted.
Right. Everybody, this is a brand new software. There's lots of kinks. I'm working them out. It is not as good as the last one, but the last one had so many glitches. It was a pain in the ass. So bear with us. I'm still working on the bugs. How's things, Stuart? Right?
If it is my fault, we can go back to Restream.
I really hope it's your fault because I really love Restream. It's the best.
I know. Because when I was trying to get on this one, it crashed as well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. You're the computer expert. Maybe you can look into it. But I think it's your end. Yeah. And I'd be glad if it was because this one's not as good. It's but anyway, how was things?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I've watched a shit ton of movies in the last 2 days. So I've had 5 days off work. I had 2 days away. Lovely 2 days away with my girlfriend. And because we had 2 days away, I can afford then to come home and do absolutely nothing.
Nice.
Because I don't feel guilty for sitting in the house all day. Sun's blaring. We've had a nice 2 days. I can sit in the house now for 2 days, 3 days, and just watch films. Went to cinema this morning to watch Warfare. Really didn't get on with it. I couldn't give it less than 3 stars because it had this intended effect, but I was just stressed for an hour and a half. Yeah. It was just screaming, gunfire, and like ringing. You know, when a bomb goes off and you can hear ringing.
Yeah.
It was just that for an hour and a half. For the amount of times I had to block my ears. I've never had to do that. I just could not wait to get out there. But there is one film, Jenks, I've watched today. It's called Project Wolf Hunting from Korea.
Okay.
It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Will I like it?
Probably not, no.
It's not the best film ever.
Well, for me, I said, I've ever seen, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Imagine, right? It's a Korean movie. Imagine Con Air, but on a cargo ship. So they're transporting these criminals across sea on a cargo ship. And you've got the worst of the worst now all locked up in this cargo ship. And then you've got them, you've got the security, and then all the workers there. And then chuck the Terminator in the cargo ship as well. Yeah. Not actually, right? But chuck a killer as probably harder than the Terminator.
Like a robot.
No.
Okay.
But he's an unstoppable force, right?
Okay.
He's being transported as well. He's down below. And Jenks, the most blood I've ever seen in a movie. Probably the most violent film I've ever seen. It is non-stop carnage from start to finish.
More violent than like The Sadness.
Well, it's different because it's action violence. There's a lot of fighting and killing in it. It's not nasty and unforgiving.
Nasty.
It's pure nasty violence. Oh my God, Jenks.
Right.
It is 2 hours, right, of insanity.
So this is so funny because this weekend, right, I was able to binge on a series like every episode in 2 nights. And it's the polar opposite of what you just described. I just watched 4 seasons with Steve Carell and Will Forte. Forte, is it?
Will Forte, yeah.
Forte. About 3 couples and they go on holidays. It's not a horror film. It sounds like I'm setting up a horror film. 4 couples go on holidays and their kidneys get
shit goes wrong, like
no, they just go on holidays. It's about relationships. But look, even though we're a horror channel, I know damn well you'll enjoy it because you recommended that brilliant show on Disney Plus called Rivals, which is not a horror and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I will watch it. I've got my eye on it.
I loved it. I thought it was going to be one of those cheesy rom-coms, a bit like Couples Retreat with John Favreau, and I don't hate that film, but it's just like cheap. This is like high-end drama. It's not horror. I wish it was. It seems like the setup, but it's not.
You love talking about non-horrors. You love it. Jesus Christ!
Look, are you trying to get me to talk about Legally Blonde again? Because I haven't said it in a while. You're trying to set me up all the time to bring it up.
I'm trying my best, but I would recommend Project Wolf Hunter.
Yeah.
To anyone that likes movies that I like, I think if Jordan hasn't seen it, he's gonna love it. Probably has seen it. You can catch it on Amazon Prime. Oh my God, I was blown away. I've watched about 10 movies and 8 of them have been Korean.
Is it? You need to learn Korean, Curtis. You see a lot of Korean films. It's about time.
I know, but
you should have learned it, organically.
This is the thing, right? Is once I'm in something, I'm in it. And if I watch something and then I want something that's similar to that, and Jordan put in Twisted Locker Group, 2 Asian movies. One was Walden, which I watched and absolutely loved.
Yeah.
And then soon as I watched that, then the cogs start turning, and I'm like, right, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one.
So when I was learning Spanish about 20 years ago, I was trying to watch 2 Spanish films a year. The first Spanish film I watched was The Devil's Backbone. That's not homework, is it? That's so good.
No, it's such a good film. I love that movie.
I'm going to say hello to a few of our watchers. We got Wendy Palfrey in the house.
Can you put them up on screen? Because I can't see the comments, Jenks.
Yeah, okay. We've got Palf is up. Evening, guys. Hello, Wendy.
Hey, Palf.
We have got, look who's in here. Jordan Moran, evening all.
What's happening, Jord?
And we've got, I think that's you.
That's me.
Yes. This time it was my fault we're late.
I did write up a message slagging you off, but I thought I'll be a bit classier today.
Normally it's Curtis's fault, right? My teenage daughter keep losing house keys, and I said to my wife, "I'm nipping out. Don't lock me out because we got a show." I was locked out. Oh, I'm on my way home now. Don't worry. I was locked outside talking to my neighbor, but I made it in time. We've got Jill John in the house. How's it going, Jill? How's it going? Brilliant. And we got your buddy in the house, Sam Jones. What's happening, Sam? Awesome. And we got Ben in the house. Oh, fair play to Ben. He's always here. He's never missed a show, has he?
No. I think Jill's missed a few, but Ben's on point.
Yeah. And we've got Davey Deathray, the man.
Yes. What's happening, Davey?
How's it going, Davey? Who else we got in the house? We've got Batshit Scary. What's up, everybody? About time. About as on time as I get these streams. Yes, I watch a lot of streams. I swear to God, right, when we're late, it is stressful. We're not like lackadaisy. If we're late, we are stressed. But I watch a lot of podcasts.
I don't get stressed.
I do. I watch a lot of podcasts, and everybody's late. So it's not the end of the world, I don't think people are waiting.
When we started this thing, right, I actually looked on Google, right, the five things to make a great podcast, and the number 1 point was never show up on time.
Dawn Keats here on time. Yay! She's here on time. Evening all. Oh, legend, Dawn. Fair play. Right. What are we doing today, Kurt? Do you want to tell everybody?
I've absolutely no idea. No. So on our last live, one of our great members, John Moran, suggested, or I wouldn't say so much suggested, he demanded that we do like he always does, that we do best British tier ranking. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Yeah. We did a similar video with Wolfman early in the channel, but we just had, I think, 2 picks each.
Yeah.
But we haven't, James. Because of that video, I thought we had done a British ranking. But
yes.
We haven't done one.
And do you know what? Know your thumbnail. So Curtis does the thumbnails, right? And we have a little bit of a chat about it. We sometimes argue about them, and eventually...
No, Jenks, this is what happens, right? It's your way or the highway. I make the thumbnail, I send it to you. I love it, and you say, no, make another one. And then I have to go make another one. And once you're happy with it, we can use it.
And I, in my head, I'm thinking, why have you sent it to me when you don't, you don't like my opinion?
Well, because I have to send it to you because I have to get the go ahead from you.
Yeah. Green light, the green light.
Yeah.
And no, so so you wanted to do a Severance one. I said, oh, most people don't know Severance. So I found an image of the last night in Soho, and I swear to God, Kurt, I didn't tell you this. No, the image that I sent you, I thought, I'm sure we've done this already. And I had to look through all our thumbnails. The British one we did with Wolfman. I thought, I'm dead. We've done this before. And we hadn't. How many?
Yeah,
but it looked familiar. I don't know. I felt like we've done it before.
Maybe I did a mock-up one and you turned it down.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's got to be the best for me, Anyway, are you ready?
You say that like it's a joke, but you're deadly serious.
Yeah, no, I swear I'm a nasty bastard. Right, okay, hang on. Give me a second now. Right, bear with this, okay? We are not cowboys. This is new software, and it's not as good as Restream. So, give me a second.
Jill says, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to, Jenks, I'm just looking up and down for my phone so I can see the comments. Because I'm missing out here. I can't see anything.
Okay.
Jill is stating that she's only missed one live. That's bullshit.
I don't think she's missed any.
She has missed one, and I give her a bloody good row for it as well.
Row. No, for you Americans out.
We missed out Gina. We haven't said hello to Gina.
Oh, I apologize, Gina. You're a legend.
Thanks for jumping on, Gina. See, this is why I've got to proofread the comments because Jenks is useless.
Am I invisible? You're not invisible. You couldn't be invisible. You are the star of the show. Right.
I beg to differ. That's me.
Right. Are you ready or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Oh, hang on. It's a nice little message here from Davey. Make sure you hit that like button and show the boys some love, everybody. Yes.
Awesome.
Listen to Davey Deathray. Okay. So, can you tell the audience what we do? Have you already told them, or have I?
I have already told them, Jenks. I had a good little speech as well. Talking for about 10 minutes.
First up, do you want to kick things off, Kurt? We've got Eden Lake. No, sorry. No, let me go back a bit. Our tiers are the shit. Instead of shit, we've got Dick Van Dyke. Okay. Any of you know that these are the worst British accent ever. So he's replaced shit. This is Curtis's idea in case you think it's shit. Prince of Thieves, as in Kevin Costner in
Can everyone confirm that it's very iconic how bad Kevin Costner's English accent is in Robin Hood? Because I've been picked on 3 times today because of that.
Right. Well, okay. I think everyone will agree that Dick Van Dyke is the epitome of bad English accents. Okay. All right, Governor. Number 3. These aren't just accents. The first 2 are accents. Doug Bradley is in the middle. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else. But he's a British guy. He's a horror. He's he's not quite the legend, but he's in there somewhere. We got Peter Cushing. Basically, is like great movies, and we got the epitome. We got Anthony Hopkins, our greatest export.
I think Gareth Evans should have been on top, but we can agree to disagree there, Jenks.
Oh, come on. Anthony Hopkins, Peter Cushing, Doug Bradley, Prince of Thieves, Dick Van Dyke. Now, originally I had Jimmy Savile at the bottom, but Curtis told me no. So I thought it was funny, but there we are. So originally, like, you had Jimmy Savile, then you had Dick Van Dyke, but he's the boss. So what am I going to do?
Look, he's got no association to movies. That's the only reason I didn't want him, right? The only reason.
Yes. You can't see these comments, have you?
No, but I can have a look for you.
Oi, Dick Van Dyke's my cousin.
There we are. Davey Deathray says Kevin Costner's accent is wretched. So is Josh Hartnett's in Blow Dry. Thank you, Davey, for always having my back. I
haven't seen Blow Dry.
I haven't seen Blow Dry either. That doesn't even ring a bell.
Anyway, okay. Do you want to kick things off? Eden Lake,
yes.
With this. Where are you going to put this bad boy?
So just I don't think it's the most perfect movie ever made, but it is one I go back to yearly. I'm a huge fan of this movie. I love the cast. The horror is horrific. It's definitely got one of those. It makes you feel uneasy, like there's no way out.
Yeah.
And that plays into it well in the finale of the movie, which if you've seen it, you'll know. But it's just that grimness of no escape, being in a small town where everyone knows each other. When they're in the cafe and you see the woman serving them, you find out that she's also one of the mothers of the kids, and the house she goes to, they're the parents of the kids, and they've obviously done some bad things back to the kids as well. And every time I watch it, I feel absolutely grim.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember watching this and not knowing who Michael Fassbender was. It's what, 2008, I think, Jenks, before Fassbender's career took off.
I think it was Inglourious Basterds, and they made him a big star.
Jack O'Connell is fantastic villain in this one again.
Like Andy Hopkins, Peter Cushing.
Oh, I'm still talking, man.
Sorry.
He just cut me off, like, and tell me I'm going to put
it. I apologize.
Top spot, Andy Hopkins.
Top spot, fair enough. Okay, I will. Right, I'm going to stick it in Doug Bradley. It's a good film. It doesn't have any effect on me, like you all that bollocks you just said. I will put in Doug Bradley, which is nothing wrong with Doug Bradley. Don't slag him off. I just think it's an enjoyable movie, but Fassbender does too many stupid things in it that bugs me. He turns down.
Where did you say we're going to put it, Jenks?
Doug Bradley.
Okay.
Yeah. He turns down the stereo of these bad guys.
Is that the third one down?
Yeah. So good, basically. What are you saying? What are you chops in?
Nothing.
So Doug Bradley, I'm going to stick it in there because Fassbender he turns down the stereo of these naughty yobs, and it's the worst thing you can ever do. And he sneaks into the house of the yobs. And my wife and I were like, oh, fuck off. You deserve to get killed. This is ridiculous. Why would you sneak into the bad guy's house? There's no reason. Just go home. For fuck's sake. So, but it is a good film. So Doug Bradley, it goes in. What do you think of that?
I got nothing to say.
All right. Okay, so I'll go next. Okay, this is an easy one. The Descent. Okay. This is probably the greatest British horror film in history. Dog Soldiers was not dog shit, but it would be funny if it was dog shit. It's not a great film. It hasn't aged well, but you have to forgive people's first movies because they learn a lot. Unfortunately, after that, it dips again. But The Descent is one of the greatest horror films ever, and it goes straight into the top spot, Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, Jenkins, I have to agree with you. Probably beside Shaun of the Dead, my favourite British horror movie of all time. Similar to what I said about Eden Lake, it gets that reaction out of you. I'm quite claustrophobic. If I'm ever feeling down or sad, I watch people cave diving, and it always makes me feel a lot better because I'm not in a cave, right? Yeah. But what this film has going for it is that it's got two elements. And if you took either of those elements out, it's still a terrifying movie. You've got the whole cave experience. And then, as horrible as that is, you've got the monsters that are included as well, which are fantastic monsters. Don't get me started on the monsters in the second one. We've spoke about that one a fair few times.
Yes, one of the worst sequels ever.
Honestly, it's just an absolute perfect movie. It was all filmed on a set, which is just unbelievable. When you watch this movie, the landscape and the build of the caves, everything is just insane. And it was all built in a studio and filmed in a studio. Yeah. Considering this is an early 2000s film, it hasn't aged a day. It is horrifying.
Yeah, this is
one other thing I'll say, the only complaints I've ever had for this movie and from people who don't like the film is that they hate the ending. I'm like, okay, then maybe you don't like the ending. You can watch the alternative ending, right? Where she does actually get out and she doesn't wake back up in the cave. You can go and watch that ending, but you cannot let that ruin a perfect movie because the ending is a bit silly. I don't like that whole sense of like, there's no escape because of what they've been through. If you survive the ordeal he went through in The Descent, she deserves to escape. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's strange because when you, as a British person, we had the bleak ending where she's still trapped, and the Americans had the second and where she escaped, and the sequel was a very American sequel.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah.
confusing for Brits, even though it's a British film. We should have had the dibs on the best ending.
Spot on there as well, Batshit.
Yeah. You can read it. Can you read his comments? Can you see them?
I can see them on the screen, but not as they come up. No.
You can't click them, is that?
No, I can't click them.
Yeah,
I can see them on my phone.
Yeah. Davey said the descent is incredible as one. It has the anticipation of Jaws and delivers the blood like Evil Dead. Yes, 100%. The scene, right, where the first actual appearance of the monsters, where she sees it through the lens of the video camera. That is one of the best horrifying moments in any horror film. It's so clever to show it through that screen, because it was in the middle of like found footage era, so he kind of had that taste of realism through the lens and have the visceral effect of a normal horror film. It's brilliant.
Yeah, of course.
All right, next up, Kurt, you can kick us off. Doghouse.
Now, let me just have a little skim through the list and just see if this is actually the worst one we've got.
Because, no. Come on, just one by one. What's your feelings? Dick Van Dyke. Come on.
No. I don't quite think it's the worst movie ever made. I wouldn't put it in Dick Van Dyke. It's got some good elements. Danny Day is pretty good in there. You've got Stephen Graham, who's a huge star now.
Yeah.
The cast is great. You've got Noel Clarke as well. And it's well made. It's got a good look. And at the time when it came out, I quite liked it. Please forgive me. I was quite young watching it. But it's just ridiculous. And the whole thing about the only reason women get infected with this is because the infection is in washing powder. And as a strong feminist, I'm dead against that, gents. I'm dead against it.
You are a strong feminist.
None of the men in town got infected because the infection is in the washing powder.
You're a strong feminist with your moustache. I remember, right? This is how shit they was. They didn't know how to balance like comedy and horror, and it was a serious moment. And they said, "How is this disease affecting just women?" And Danny Day goes, "Yeah, like bird flu." And I thought, oh. As if I thought, I got to get that in, but I don't know where to insert it. So I just chuck it in anywhere and hope people will forgive me.
Yeah. And it's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm sure at one point Danny Day says, "Come on, you fucking slag."
Yeah. You slag.
He's got to, isn't he?
Just want to say one thing. We got Jamie Hart in the house. How's it going, Jamie?
Hey, 2 seconds. I'm looking at the comments myself.
And we got Paul Henry in the house. How's it going, Paul?
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Paul. Thanks for jumping on. Paul Henry says, "Hey, come on now, Curtis. You said the ending to Speak No Evil was shit. Can't really knock the film was bad because of the ending." That's completely different there, Paul Henry. Hold your horses there, pal.
Hold your horses, boy.
We're talking about a woman being stuck in a cave compared to a young child having his tongue cut off and taken away from his parents, and then his parents being stoned to death, stripped naked and stoned to death. It's not the same thing.
Is now a good time to say spoiler alert?
It ain't the same thing, like.
Right.
You can't do that to me, Paul.
Well, but Paul, you're entitled to your opinion. I love it. Right.
No,
what are you going to put Doghouse? Come on.
One up from Dick Van Dyke. Prince of Thieves. It's not the worst film.
Prince of Thieves.
Not the worst film.
Okay. I am going to stick it in.
There is one funny moment where Danny Dyer puts his thumb up one of the boys' ass and then he screams like a dolphin.
Okay. So this is why it's gone into Dick Van Dyke for me, because shit like that is not funny, and I fucking hate things like this. Okay, I love zombie movies. There's a lot of shit ones. This is one of the shittest. I love Danny Dyer. I think he's brilliant in Rivals. I think he's brilliant in Severance, and
Yeah.
he was brilliant in Marching Powder. This is a shit piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm
Okay?
not saying it's good, right? But it's not the worst film. And look at this, right? You're missing some really good comments here, right? We got a comment here of Davey Deathray. Says, whenever I watch Twisted Locker, I'm always sad that I don't have a co-host on my channel. Love your guys' chemistry. That's awesome, Davey. We appreciate that, pal. Jenks, you need to step your game up here, pal.
Yeah, he needs an
A lot of
annoying
good.
Curtis, so it elevates you, Davey. Yeah.
There we are. From the horse's mouth.
Right, I'll kick this off now. Woman in Black. This is the Daniel Radcliffe version. No, I will tell you now. Okay, this is a very underrated movie. Okay, I absolutely love this movie. Look, it was kind of like lost in the Harry Potter realm of like, this is just a Harry Potter sort of. I think this was the first mainstream film Daniel
Yeah, I think
Radcliffe did
so.
after it. So you had a lot of audience who just go and see it because they want to see Harry Potter. This is actually a really creepy movie, and I actually like the second one as well. I think there's a lot of hate for the second one, but it's not that bad. I'm going to put this in Peter Cushing because I think it's a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a big fan of the original. I don't know what channel it was aired on. But the original TV drama
Yeah.
that came out in the 90s, Jenks, early
Well,
90s
yeah.
or late 80s. That's one film that I've mentioned a lot on the podcast that just destroyed me when I was a kid. And when this film came out, I was expecting to kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
And it just didn't have that effect on me. The first time I watched it in cinema, I walked away quite disappointed. And then I never went back to it until I watched The Woman in Black play. Was it last year?
Yeah.
So I got home and rewatched this with fresh eyes. And yeah, you're right, Jenks. It's a fantastic film. It's got great atmosphere. And I just love the story of Woman in Black. Like, film aside, like, it's a great adaptation.
It
But the
is.
source material is so good and so creepy about this woman. Like, whenever she's seen, someone dies, and everyone in this small town knows about it. And he obviously doesn't, being an outsider, and he gets stuck in this mansion because the water comes in over the moors overnight. And yeah, it's as creepy as they come, and it doesn't rely on jump scares. It's just underlining dread. My only problem with this one is that the Woman in Black is CGI a lot, whereas in the original one they just had one actress. There was no big elaborate setups. It was just her standing there, and is the scariest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
But I'd agree with you and put it in one down from top.
It's a great film. There's a scene in it that I love where the lights are going off, and one by one she's getting closer as the lights illuminate.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. And at the time, that was the first, or certainly the first I'd seen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you had that great scene with that like spinning, like
which they've used in the Conjuring now.
Yeah,
Conjuring 2.
It's great. Yeah, it's a great thing. We got Eli Cortez has just joined
us.
Hey,
happening, Eli?
Awesome. Thanks for jumping in, buddy. Right, Kurt, you want to kick us off? The Cottage.
Yes, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, Jenks. And I know you hate it.
No. Let me have my say. You say
I will. I'm just saying.
Don't steal my thunder.
Right? I'm just saying, I absolutely adore this movie. Reece Shearsmith is one of my favorite actors of all time. I grew up on League of Gentlemen and Inside Number 9, where I recently met him as well, which was probably the best person I've met, because I've been watching that guy my whole life, and he is fantastic in this. He's so underrated. This is a movie that came out and disappeared. I'm sure you'll say for good cause, Jenks, but and Andy Serkis' chemistry in it is brilliant. The first half of the movie, before it turns into a Hills of Eyes type farm slasher, is fantastic because they've got great chemistry. They're quite they're brothers, but on completely different sides of the spectrum. They're completely different. And I just love their chemistry. The build-up's great, and then when the horror starts, it's as violent as they come. I don't see any flaws in this movie. I'm a huge fan. I put it on top spot all day.
Right. I'm the polar opposite of you. I saw this in the cinema. You're putting it on the top spot, sorry, is it?
Yes.
1 second.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. I'm the polar opposite. It is fucking shit, okay?
You're mental, mind. You're
Dick
actually
Van
mental.
Dyke.
Shit.
Shit, okay?
You're
I don't
mental.
care, right? Look,
Do you know what? I'm actually done with this podcast. This is my last live. That's mental, Jen. Shit. The worst film ever.
No, that says the worst film ever. Street Trash is the worst. If there's another lower level, then that Street Trash be there.
You got nothing nice to say about it.
Okay, Curtis. I watched it in the cinema, okay, which gives me, president over it all. And I hate it. Now, if I give it another chance, I might change my mind. But I've only seen it once. And I hated it. It was one of the worst films I've ever seen. And it's going in the shit. I wish it was still called shit, but it's called Dick Van Dyke now. So what can I do?
You know, I wouldn't mind, right, if you weren't so smug about it. If it was just like, look, I don't quite like it. Like, you thrive off calling movies shit. Like, you love doing it.
I was in, you know what? I could not wait to add the court. I was trying to think of British films. And they've got nothing classy here. I did want to include the Wicker Man, but you said you hadn't seen it, so I had to put the cottage. What am I going to do?
You love it. You thrive off it. You're the most hatred man I've ever met in my life. So much hate in your heart. Like
I know. I'm sorry. Can I read this quick comment? I love this. Just to go back a little bit, John Moran said, I love Danny Dyer's Welsh accent in Human Traffic. Right, I don't think he's being Welsh.
Brava!
Brava! I gotta say,
nice one, brava!
I think Human Traffic is one of the best films ever made. I've seen
great.
It so many times.
They've been teasing a sequel for years. Probably too late now.
Well, yeah, last year would have been the perfect time. Could have been the 25th anniversary to like a reunion type of film. But I don't know. I think
it's been on IMDb for so long. Human Trafficking 2.
Do you know what's frustrating, Kurt? Right? If they did a crowdfunder, like we need 10 million to make this film happen, I probably would chuck a tenner in.
Tenner.
Well, I would. Fucking hell.
I studied film in uni, and one of my tutors worked on the movie. Which was quite cool.
I saw
nothing to say.
No. Yeah, no. I love it. I'm a big fan of it. This is more for you, Kurt. Trevi McTrev. How's it going, Trev? That Welsh UFC guy did well last night. Sorry, still hungover from UFC last night. Did you watch it?
Yes, Mason Jones. So Mason Jones, his first stint in the UFC, he had a hard time. I think he went 2-1 or 3-1. That's 3 losses and 1 win, close. And he got given a second shot against Jeremy Stevens, who's UFC royalty, an absolute brawler. And he won. He did what he needed to do to win the fight, and it was a cracking one. So, awesome. We've got him and Orban Elliott now flying the flag in the UFC, which is great.
Now, as you know, everybody, Curtis has his quota to talk about UFC. I get my quota to talk about Legally Blonde.
This is the thing, right? Because we're a movie podcast, you can't talk horror movie podcast. You can't talk about movies that aren't horror. But this isn't a football podcast. I can talk about UFC because it's not related to movies.
And also, it's if you ever watch UFC, there's some horrific moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Blokes' jaws are hanging off. So it's kind of horror. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. The next up, I'll kick this off, Kurt. The Ritual. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video. I love this movie. I think it came out about 2017 or something like that. It is awesome. Do you know, it's very underrated. I think it came out. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a poor man's Blair Witch or Wicker Man."
Not, is it?
It's a great movie. Look, I really enjoyed this movie, and it made me read the book. I tend to watch the film, fall in love with the film, and then think I want an expansion of this, so I read the book. I tend to not do it the other way around. And this is a great movie. I think it's still on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and I'm going to stick this in Peter Cushing, which is basically very good.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I wouldn't quite put in the top spot. No, it's not as good as The Cottage. Not close. Not even close, right? But it's a very, very solid, creepy, unsettling movie. I always go back to that scene where they find that hut in the woods, and it's just the next morning when they wake up, one of them's pissed themselves, one of them's woke up, and I think they're praying to the Wicker Man.
That's a normal night view, isn't it, kid?
I've had worse nights.
You pissed yourself. You pray into some wicker thing in your living room.
I've had worse nights. Let me tell you. But I've gone back to this one at least 3 or 4 times, and what always the scariest part of this movie is what Rafe Spall has got to live with, because obviously at the start of the movie we find out that he did absolutely nothing to help his friend, and his friend ended up getting killed. And that's why they've kind of gone on this trip. It's none of their thing. They're not into it, but their friend was. So they're doing it in his memory. Yeah. And they all kind of know that he's a bit spineless. They all kind of know that he stood back and didn't help.
Yeah.
So you've got like this power struggle between the friends because I don't think any of them respect him. So that's just another aspect of the movie that makes it a bit more horrible to watch. But very, very, very solid film.
Peter Cushing. So in the book, the friend doesn't get killed; they just go hiking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did they add that in then? That's a big story aspect to add into something.
I suppose, like, it doesn't really matter. They got plenty of time in a book to make the characters rich, and But with the film, they want a quick reason. Like, look, we need to get these guys hiking quick. What's the quickest way to get them hiking in Sweden? Somebody's death. Bump. And
I got a quicker way, Jenks. Guys, let's go hiking in Sweden. Sound.
Or like, we can't go to Butlins this year. It's booked up. Sweden sold. Gonna read his comment out, good. It's on screen.
Eli Cortez says, don't forget to slash that like button and sub to this amazing channel, and consider becoming a member of the Twisted Knights for some awesome perks. You're awesome, Eli. Yes. Do you know what's awesome than our perks? You.
Yes. And the fact it's only 99 pence or slash 99 cents.
Yes, you love the cents. Very
I know. Well, I've been writing books for a long time, so I've offered a lot of 99 pence slash 99 cents. Anyway, we are on the next one. 28 weeks later. What do you think of this, good?
Yeah, it's a cracking film, Jenks. I've always said. Now, I don't particularly think it's a better movie than 28 Days Later, because what 28 Days Later does amazingly, not many films have done. And I've rewatched them both recently, and I still kind of edge towards Weeks, only because it's more of a movie, if that makes sense.
It's more of a Hollywood movie, which isn't a bad thing, is it? Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. And I love how they continued the story. Like, they almost got to the point where they'd eradicated this virus.
Yeah.
Obviously, something goes wrong and it starts to creep back in, and now we're getting 28 years later. But,
and you got like characters like what's his name, Rose Byrne and Jeremy Renner, and they're just not even scared. It's a boring job to them, and they don't realize.
They're just on top of this roof. Yeah, exactly. And it's got one of the greatest openings of all time with Robert Carlyle when he decides to leave his wife get mauled. There's not much he could do, genuinely. I don't know what he could have done without killing himself as well. I mean, most great men would have just died with their wife. But a little bit of a weasel. Yeah, but that chase scene is just amazing. It blows my mind every time I see it.
I mean, I don't know if you remember, Kurt, but the marketing was just shots of Robert Carlyle running along the field. You didn't know the context of the scene where he's fleeing his wife, so she gets perished. It's just him running from zombies, and you
find out.
Yeah. It's even better.
It's a great sequel. I think 28 Days Later is fantastic. I just think 28 Weeks Later is a brilliant sequel.
Yeah, 100%. So where are you putting it, Kurt?
I'm going to put it in.
Peter Cushing?
Peter Cushing, yes.
I would agree wholeheartedly. I'm going to put it in. Shit. No.
Because
Peter Cushing.
What the way I'm looking at this and the way I always look at things is not how good the film is, it's how much I like it. Now, I don't think The Cottage is a better made movie than 28 Weeks Later. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I can't have The Cottage in top if I'm going to put that there. 28 Weeks Later is a lot more accomplished than The Cottage, but in terms of my personal feelings on it, yeah. I just thought I'd square that out, guys, before anyone starts piping up in the comments, chops into me.
I would put Shawshank in shit before I put Return of the Living Dead, even though Shawshank is a masterpiece.
And I street trash.
Fair enough.
No, right. I would probably put street trash in Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, you'd have to, even though you give it 5 stars, right?
Just to keep a little bit of respect, Jenks. If I can get a little bit of respect.
Little bit, yeah. Right. Okay, 28 Days Later. This is obviously the first one from 28 Weeks Later. Now, this is a great zombie movie. It's brutal. It has one of the best setups ever, where he just wakes up from a coma. I don't know why he's naked. I don't know if that's standard for comas. Right, he's in a coma. Get his pants off.
Yeah.
I'm not in a coma. Yes, you are. Get him off. I'm only sleeping. Yes. Was this Jimmy Savile's hospital, the one he worked in? Anyway, we lost focus now. I'm going to stick this in Peter Cushing.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. You know, they've just announced a 4K of this one, and I don't think I'm going to get it. I'd be interested to see what they can do with this, but because the film looks like it was filmed on a HDV, like I don't know, like 420 camera,
yeah,
ultra low budget, ultra shaky. I don't know what they're going to do with 4K, and I don't think it'll do the film any favors. I think they're going to digitally alter a lot of scenes in terms of how to scrub it up and make it look good. I'm quite eager to see how they do it in 4K, but at the same time, I'm not spending £40 on it. I've got it on DVD, right? And I watched my DVD of it a few months back, and it's a perfect picture. Yeah. Big TV. It doesn't need to be any more HD than it already is.
I did notice that Dawn of the Dead 2004 is on 4K. Has it always been on 4K, or is it new?
Well, a few years, only over in America. So Scream Factory, which are an American film publisher, they released it on 4K.
I see. So where are you putting yours then, Kurt?
And do you know what? They're both solid. They're both going in Peter Cushing.
Cool. Right. So I just want to read one thing. So Jamie Hart says, I prefer 28 Weeks to Days, but I'm not really a huge fan of either. Well, fair enough.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
We've got...
The big question is, Jamie, have you seen them in cinema? That's what I want to know.
We've got Tom Baker's jumped on. Never seen the sequel. Hi, Tom. Thanks for jumping on,
Hi,
buddy.
Tom. I would highly recommend watching the sequel. I think even if you're not a fan of the first one, I would still watch the second one, because it feels like a different movie because it's more Hollywood. The first one could just be a found footage movie, I think.
Yeah, and I almost feel dirty about putting 28 Weeks Later in a British sort of tier, because it does feel very American. Then they got Jamie Ryan. But
is Imogen Poots British?
Yes.
Okay.
So 28 Weeks Later is on Disney Plus. The first one isn't. So if you haven't seen it, it is on there. So it's definitely worth catching it.
Yeah, definitely.
So Trevi McTrev says, can you all zoom in to the list? Can't really see. I wish I could. Let's see what I got here. Well, we've lost. There's no more us. Is that okay with all of you? Can you handle? I mean, do you really need us? I think. What do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, there's got to be a way. I need to see us. I need it. That's what I need.
I think everything's better when you see my face on something. Do you know what I mean? Like a cereal box or something, anything, or a missing person's milk carton.
Oh, do you know what? I'd love to see you on a missing person's milk carton. I'd be like, yes.
Right, can you read this, Kurt? Big, nice, long one for you.
Gina says, at least Miller had something on in Resident Evil Apocalypse. Last time I was in hospital, I wore my own clothes and PJs. Not dodgy, hoppy gear.
Oh, how good would how good would 28 Days Later be with Mila Jovovich waking up bollock naked, or Mila Kunis. Another one if you could.
Jamie says, no, those movies came out when I was in theatre dry spell. I was a new mum and tended to catch things on HBO instead. Hashtag adulting. Oh, you've got that right. I went through that stage. I don't think I went to cinema for about maybe twice in 3 years at one point. When you've got that newborn, it's hard work.
Right, I'm going to kick this off, Kurt. No. We were debating before we went live, Curtis and I, if Hellraiser is a British film. Look, it's made and directed by a British director. It's filmed in Britain. It's pretending to be set in America, but we're having it. It's Hellraiser.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of making it look American. It's the most British movie ever. It feels British.
And even the name Kirsty is not a British thing, because I remember watching a review from an American, and they were like, what's Kirsty? Is it Christy? Kirsty's like, no, that's just normal, Kirsty. Even though you got Kirsty Alley, but I remember Kirsty is a strange name for an American, a bit like Craig.
Craig.
It's Craig. It's Daniel Craig, not Daniel Craig. I put my hair out when I hear it.
Daniel Craig.
The same good. It's just me.
What?
Feel the same when you hear Craig.
Oh yeah, Craig. Unless it's spelt Creg, it's Craig.
Yeah, it's Craig. Anyway, don't slag off our American friends, because we've got plenty now. Right. Oh, look, this film is awesome. I'm going to stick this in Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Hellraiser is one of the best horror films ever. It's so good that I've actually sat through some of the worst of the sequels. I've actually watched Hellraiser 5, 6, and 7, and possibly 9 and 10, because I love the character so much, even though those sequels are probably the worst of all franchise sequels ever. That's how good number 1 is.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right in the top spot. It's a fantastic film. It's as grim as they come. It's got so many iconic lines.
100%.
Jamie, Hellraiser, I did see in the theatre. What a cracker.
Awesome.
What a cracker to see.
I'm jealous.
But Doug Bradley's fantastic in this one. Somehow he's more handsome as Pinhead than he is in real life.
Yeah, he is. 100%. You see him in like convention thinking, Pinhead's really handsome, isn't he?
He is. No more tears. Oh, it's so good. And Jesus wept that scene.
Oh my God. Trevi McTrev says, how do you all say Carl? Carl! We don't say Carl like Rick from Rick Grimes from Walking Dead. That's what he's talking about. We say Carl. All right, Carl. Carlo.
Carl.
I love it.
Well, we've got Bet in stores over here in the UK called Coral, and it always gives me a giggle because
Carl. David Deathwish says the original Hellraiser is fucking great. Yes, and do you know what? I don't think the remake is that bad.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not shit.
You got me to watch Bloodlines for the first time. Like I said, I owned it. I own it multiple times. I've just never watched it because it was set in space. But actually, it's not actually set in space. One of this guy's ancestors who created the puzzle box is in space, and he's telling his story about his family, and it's quite good. It goes back to the Victorian times. Adam Scott's in it, and he's got a big part. I was never expecting to see Adam Scott in a Hellraiser movie, not with how big he is now.
100%.
Let me read this, all right, because I agree with this. Davey Deathray says, dude, The Walking Dead is the most overrated hunk of junk TV show I've ever seen. Up until a certain point, I loved it, but I now agree with you. I stopped watching it after about 5 seasons. I slowly started to go off it, and I haven't watched none of the spin-offs. There's about 20 now. Daryl's got like 3 seasons, and everyone else has got their own spin-off with multiple seasons. You've got anthologies, and it's ridiculous.
So, I'll tell you how I feel about Walking Dead. So season 1 to 4 was some of the best TV ever made, right? At the time, I remember comparing it to Breaking Bad. I don't know which is I prefer. That's how good it was, right? So I argue with people, Breaking Bad's the best. But at the time, I remember thinking, fuck, Walking Dead is so good. Season 5 had a bit of a dip. 6 was better. 7 and 8 was shit with Negan. 9 and 10 were great. 11 was mediocre. And then I haven't watched any of the spin-offs and that's why I didn't watch Last of Us, because I just thought, I've watched 11 seasons of Walking Dead. I cannot bring myself to watch Last of Us. And everyone say, oh no, it's not about zombies. Like, no, I promise you, whatever they do in Last of Us, the Walking Dead have done at some point. They've done everything you can do with zombies. There's nothing you can't do.
Have you seen the Freddy Krueger zombie online?
What, in Walking Dead?
Yeah.
No.
So it must be in one of the spin-offs, but they've got a fully fledged Freddy Krueger. And bear in mind, not looking like a zombie, it's Freddy Krueger. He's got the sweater on. He's got the burnt face. It is Freddy Krueger.
Did you see in season 9 when they're walking through like the graveyard of all like broken up fucking zombies? You got the torso from Return of the Living Dead. No.
Oh, yeah, I seen a picture of it online.
Oh my god! It's just blinking, you miss it. I was like, oh my god! I had to Google it, and you saw the makers like brains. They're holding it up and moving their arms. Oh, fair play. Anything with Walking Dead.
Tom Baker says EastEnders was sometimes like a horror movie. How many people has Phil Mitchell killed?
I think if you watch EastEnders, I haven't watched it for 20 years, but if it's New Year's Eve, the best place to go is the pub, because whenever there's a countdown, there's always something horrible happening outside.
Yeah.
So you could hear the countdown, and it cuts back to the countdown. It's like, get to the countdown. That's the safest place to be.
Someone's getting stabbed up in the park.
Yeah, we'll read this good.
Gina says, never seen any Walking Dead. My ex-hubby recorded it to give it to me to try and get me back. I was like, pee off weirdo. Yeah, that's the right reaction.
No, Walking Dead season 4 is some of the best TV you've ever seen. Genuinely, it's high-end TV.
I loved the first 4, and then I quickly went off it, and I haven't gone back. I always felt like a waste, because I'm such a horror fan and mainly a zombie fan. I always punished myself for not sticking with it. But at the same time, I don't want a series to become a full-time job. Now, I like to watch loads of things, right? I'm always watching a new season or a new movie. Now, when you get into something like The Walking Dead, with all the spin-offs they do, it becomes a full-time job. You've got to keep up with all these characters, all these series and seasons. I'm not into that. I love limited series, one season and done.
I agree. I got to say, though, Walking Dead had some of the greatest makeup effects in any movie, any TV show in history.
It's Greg Nicotero, isn't it? Like, he's the master.
Like, either they were cracking the whip, like, or there was a true passion, because some of the stuff they were doing on a TV budget you've never seen. There was one scene in season 6, right, where there was like, they blocked off zombies by two trucks, and there's no room for a zombie to get through, and a zombie squeezes through, and all his skin comes off as he's squeezing through. It looked incredible, and I was like, Jesus Christ, the work that must have been put into that. Fair play.
Yeah.
Right. Shaun of the Dead, Kurt, you want to kick this off, boy?
Like I said earlier with Descent, I think this is neck and neck with The Descent for the greatest British movie ever made, horror, non-horror, right? Yeah. I absolutely love this movie. I got to see it in cinema end of last year, which was fantastic. I think I ended up watching this movie like 6 times last year. I just got into this Shaun of the Dead bug where I couldn't stop watching it. And I'd usually watch the Cornetto trilogy, but I just watched Shaun of the Dead 6 times. Yeah. And I recently, was craving the Cornetto trilogy, and I skipped Shaun of the Dead and watched Hot Fuzz and World's End, because I was like, I'm sick of it. I've seen it so many times last year. This is as good as it comes, as funny as it comes, the best chemistry on screen, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, and the start of a great career for both of them. I wish they would do more stuff together. I think they've given us about 5 or 6 films, 4 of them good, and then there was Slaughterhouse Rules, which was very poor, but they hardly shared any screen time. Yep. But it's just an absolute perfect movie. We've spoke about this one loads. Every time I watch this movie, I find something new and interesting. It's so layered, and it's one of the most quotable movies ever made.
Yeah, I think this is the greatest British film ever made. I'd say The Descent is the creepiest and horrifying British film ever made, but this is the best overall British film. Regardless if it's horror, comedy, I think this is the epitome of it's got British humor. It's low budget, but it works well. I think Hot Fuzz is probably a better movie, but I prefer Zombies, so I'll always pick Shaun of the Dead over it. It's marginally better. You can see that he's learning his craft and he mastered it by the time he did the second movie.
I love how many times he says in the movie, he's not my dad. Like, he has to really go to his way to let people know he's not my dad. He's not my dad.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Do you know when he's trying to convince his mother to leave the house without him, and he tells that story about what
that
he used to do to when he was a kid, and then he goes, "That didn't happen."
And she's got, is it Penelope Wilt? Is that her name? I forget her name now. The mother, and she looks at him and she knows he's lying. She's just a great actress, and she's like, I love when he says, "I run her under a tap, Barbara." It's a proper British thing. Whatever you do, if you've been stung by a bee under a tap,
run under a tap. Trevi says, honestly, I go back to Hot Fuzz more often. And do you know, that's not a crazy statement, because I've always said, and you'll agree with me, Jenks, is that Hot Fuzz may be the better movie. It's so sharp. It's so perfect. Totally. It's just, I gear towards Sean more because it's got the more horror elements.
Yeah.
But I think Hot Fuzz, it may be a better movie. They're both
script-wise. I think probably,
script-wise.
Yeah, I think probably Hot Fuzz might have the greatest script ever written, ever in any film, and that's including Tarantino. I genuinely believe that, like the tightness, the dialogue, everything.
Yeah, it's up there, and
the foreshadowing.
I love Edgar Wright's camera work as well. The swipes.
The transitions. So good.
And no one pours pints better than an Edgar Wright movie. You see the pint being poured. Oh.
Every time I have a pint of man, I can't help but go like
that.
So Trevi says, Wicker Man's 1973. Look, we were going to include it, but Curtis hadn't seen it. He's not a proper fan of horror. What can I say? Let's move on before he gets nasty.
It's probably one of the only horror movies I haven't seen.
He's got time to watch Street Trash about 25 times, but he hasn't got time to watch Wicker Man. No, worse than that, Curtis. Tell him what's worse than that. What else? What have you seen apart from this?
Do I have to say this like I'm a naughty schoolboy?
Yes, this is sitting on a naughty step. What have you seen?
Wait there. I've seen Nicolas Cage's Wicker Man.
Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Yes, and he hasn't seen the original.
Do you know, right? The only reason I watched it, there's two reasons I watched that, right? One, I freaking love Nick Cage. He's awesome. And two, someone told me that he goes on a rampage through the town punching old women. And I thought, I gotta watch it.
He does a spinning sidekick to a woman. I'm not kidding you, like a proper spinning sidekick UFC.
And he decks one as well, like full on fist to the face. And the bee scene is iconic.
Yeah. The bees. Paul Henry says Shaun of the Dead is neck and neck with Monty Python and the Holy Grail as best of British. Good show, Paul. Yes,
Paul. You probably already know, pal, but I am going to see Holy Grail in cinema for his 50th anniversary. So it's in this week. I was going to go today, but I went to watch Warfare instead. But I'll be watching that in cinema next week. Fantastic film.
Awesome. Right then.
You haven't put my Hellraiser on the board.
I apologize.
Top spot.
Top spot. All right. So next up, we have got Severance. I'll kick this off. I absolutely love Severance. Okay, it's going straight in the top spot. Anthony Hopkins. This film, is is the most underrated slasher movie ever. It's not like it is the most. There's so many people who have
touched me.
who haven't seen it, who haven't heard of it. When you say Severance, they think you're talking about the Adam Scott TV show, which is not a bad thing. It's a great show. But this is one of the greatest movie ever. It's they're on a work team building sort of trip in Hungary. Danny Day is like the low level sort of work
mushroom eating,
mushrooms, and they they just get they go to the wrong cabin or whatever, and they're getting stalked by these killers. But what's great about this is not just one lone killer with a knife; it's a whole team of military people who've been living in the woods, and they're not just some bumbling idiot with a knife. They are trained in like weaponry and
torture.
tactics. Oh my god! It's probably one of the best ideas for a monster ever. Like, how do you fucking fight people from Hungary who's been living in a war zone?
What's scary as well is that they've got those paths between the trees. They've got walkways that they're using to travel around the woods so they're undetected. This film is horrifying, but at the same time, it mixes our humor in so well. And that is all owed to, I can't remember the actor's name, but who's the idiot that serves in the pie, Jenks? The actor's name. Do you know?
Andy something his name is.
Yeah.
Andy,
yeah. The comedy in this movie it owes a debt to that man, because he's so funny in this movie.
Yeah.
Even when shit's going down, because by the time shit's going down, he's drugged out of his mind because he's had his leg chopped off.
Yeah.
He is the proper comic relief in this one. Even though Danny Dyer is quite good in it, I think he is the star of this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a bit in there where they've all like decided to leave, and he's a proper job's worth, and Jenks. He loves his job. He's proper like team building exercise and that. And at this point, they kind of know they may be in a little bit of trouble. So one of them goes off to get signal. And then their boss is like, right, guys, since we're here to do team building. So we're going to get together a team building exercise. And everyone's like depressed and gutted. And he's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always one. Yeah.
Trapped, like.
I love it.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put it, Kurt?
Oh, top spot all day.
Top spot.
I love this movie.
Spot. Hey, you've got a lot in top spot, haven't you?
Well, do you know what, Jenks? I love British movies.
Partly to do with the fact that I couldn't be bothered to have like 25 picks, so it's only the good ones I could think of. Right, next up we have Apostle. Kurt, kick us off.
Yes, so Apostle is a Welsh set horror movie by Gareth Evans. Everyone knows I am a massive fan of this guy.
No shit.
I've met him twice now, and he's such a humble guy. Big Gaz. All right, Ga. He's one of the nicest guys ever. So nice that I feel like we're friends now, you know? Like I've met him twice. And the second time I met him, I'm like, hey, what's happening, mate? We met in Swansea, yeah? We're good like that.
You showed him your tattoo, and then he had like what they call a restraining order. All right,
skills be coming over.
Fucking hell.
No, but I've got a massive appreciation for this guy. So not to say that his films are generally not well received, but I will say I am a lot biased. I am biased with this guy because I love him so much as a person. Obviously, he's Welsh. I look up to him in that sense. He's someone who's made a massive career for himself, and he comes from a town just up the road from me.
He's out there doing it, isn't he?
Yes, exactly. Like he struggled to make it over here. He wasn't getting anything good. So he just went out to Indonesia, done a documentary, met some people, and then, he made the raid and became a superstar. And now he's back over the UK making movies. Apostle was his first UK-made movie. And it's fantastic. It's a great horror movie. It's ultra violent. Dan Stevens and Michael Sheen are great in it. I love that Michael Sheen plays a Welsh guy, because you don't get to see that often with Welsh actors. They're always even doing English movies and putting on English accents, because there's just no movies in Wales, Jenks. Nobody makes movies in Wales, and nobody uses Welsh actors unless they're changing their accents. So
it's a tough accent to do.
Yes, so it was nice to have a movie set in Wales. You've got big Welsh actors in there, and it's great. Gareth Evans has got such a great flair for action. Even in his horror movies, he blends in that great raid kinetic action. And it's a long film, but it flies by. I'm a huge fan of this.
Where are you going to put it on?
Top spot. I love this movie.
So I watched this on your recommendation. I really enjoyed it. It's not for everybody. It's quite slow. There's not a hell of a lot of horror in it.
It is, Jenks. The whole film is dripping in horror.
No, it's violent and stuff, but it's not like it's not a Conjuring kind of horror.
There's different layers of horror in it.
Oh, shut up! I'm just in the middle of saying.
Come on. No, anyone who hasn't seen this, right? This is a fully fledged horror movie.
No, it's what I mean is it's not flat out. It's a bit more like it's a slow burn, and it's very, very good at like the tone and the sort of, you feel like you're in the past, where I think is it like the 18th century or 19th century?
Maybe yes, yeah. It's a
I
fair
forget.
whack away.
I would
But
put it in.
don't forget there is a monster in it too. You know.
Yeah.
There's a monster in it.
It's very, very good, and I would put this in Peter Cushing. I think I'm almost positive it's still on Netflix. I think Netflix produced
Yeah,
it,
it
so
is. Yeah,
it's permanently on there. Highly recommend it. Trevi McTrev says Under the Skin 2013 should count. It's in Scotland. I would have put it in there, but I haven't seen it. The one with Scarlett Johansson, isn't it? I haven't seen it. Isn't it?
No, that is a film, but that didn't come out in 2013, and that's not set. Is that set in Scotland? It might have come out in 2013.
I think that's what they're on about. No, Under the Skin. It's because it's the guy who did Sexy Beast.
Oh my god, it did come out in 2013.
Yes, Sexy Beast director.
Yeah. Well, I am shocked about that, because I still consider that to be quite modern.
Well, 12 years ago, we're old, man. 12 years ago is like the day for us.
Soon as I seen 2013, I was like, it's not the Scarlett Johansson movie.
No, yeah, I knew it was Sexy Beast guy. I forget the director's name, but I've heard mixed things about that film.
I've seen it, Trevi. It's very odd, but I do like it. It's a good film.
Yeah. She's an alien or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so ignore the right. So Dog Soldiers. Now, I saw this in the cinema. Look, like I said earlier, I'm not going to shit on this too much. This was Neil Marshall's first film. He tried his best. He tried to make a really good werewolf film. It's not easy to make a good werewolf film. There's so many shit ones. The American Werewolf in London is still the best, not just because it's an amazing film, but it's just hard to make a good one, because they just happen to make a great one early on.
It is hard, isn't it? There's not many great werewolf movies. Off the top of my head, Jenks, I couldn't name you 5 really great werewolf movies.
And this is not saying anything bad about American Werewolf in London. It is an amazing film, but by now you'd think that something would have come close, because every other genre, every other invention, every other thing in life, somebody comes close eventually, because that's the way the world works. But there's something about werewolves they can't get right. But anyway, Dog Soldiers is dog shit. No, it's not dog shit. Look, it's just a weak film, and by a inexperienced director. And I just thought it was very Prince of Thieves. Best I can do, Kurt.
I would put it in Doug Bradley. Now, I loved this one when I was a kid. Rewatch as an adult, I don't quite like as much as I used to. I think it is obviously a step down from The Descent. I think it's the much better movie. There's a lot to like in this one. I love the setting. I think the werewolves look great. There's so many iconic moments. It just feels a little bit empty to me watching it now. Only slightly. I think it's a very, very decent film. I grew up loving it. I just don't like it as much as I did.
Yeah, I'm looking for it in my thing, and I've lost it.
Oh, as in like the double up.
Yeah, give me a second.
It's fine, James. People know what I put it.
No, I found it. Right. What did you say? Where'd you put it?
Doug Bradley.
Doug Bradley, sound. Right. I think we've got one left. Now, I added this last because one of our awesome viewers suggested that we've forgotten it, and I can't remember which.
Don't say we, right? I have no control of what movies are added.
Let me just, I've lost track now. Give me a second. What's this? So Ben says, love Dog Soldiers. Fair enough. Oh, do you know I forgot to put in? I forgot to put Metal Beast in. I was going to put that in. I forgot. It's not too late. I'm going to put it in.
I haven't seen Metal Beast.
Haven't you?
No.
Oh, no, Metal Beast. No, Rawhead Rex, I meant.
Oh, Rawhead Rex.
That's so winning. I don't know why I'm putting it in. Fuck you. It's going in. It's our show. We can do what we want. Rawhead Rex. No, have you noticed there's loads of suggestions?
Oh, look at
And
that. Jamie says Severance. I went in blind and ended up loving it. Yeah, it's such a good film, Jamie. Fantastic movie.
yeah, definitely. Rawhead, right?
Ben and Gina love Dog Soldiers. Yeah, it's not a bad movie. Ben says the majority of your British horror list is top-notch films. I know this was a tough one. I don't want to rank any at the. I haven't ranked one at the bottom. None in the bottom. Actually, sorry, Doghouse and Prince of Thieves. Yeah, that's the only one I've put low. Yeah, I think a lot of people forget, or maybe they don't, how many great horror movies we've got in Britain.
Yeah, totally.
The British are really good at portraying grimness because it's quite a grim country. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
America is very like vibrant, colourful, and thriving, whereas like Britain's a bit gloomy and dark. It's always raining. There's a lot of murders. So
yeah, do you know what it is, right, Kurt? Is that in Britain, because we haven't got the budgets of America, we have to rely on character-based stuff. And I think there's more likely that things are going to work out better. If you've got like a big Hollywood blockbuster, there's so many moving parts. They're so easy for it to fuck up. It's like a Frankenstein's monster. One thing goes wrong and the film is shit. Whereas when you got like just a performance, there's less to go wrong, I think. And that's why we tend to have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, Jenks.
Are you reading
for
comments?
For once,
you read these comments, or shall I?
No, I can.
You got
them,
some. I'm just looking. Right. So next up, we have got Ghost Watch. You want to kick us off, Kurt?
Oh, 2 seconds. Right, we got a controversial one here from Jamie.
What?
Jamie says, I think American Werewolf in London is super overrated. I'd rather watch American Werewolf in Paris.
No way. Look, there's
American Werewolf in Paris with that CGI werewolf.
Curtis, there's opinions and there's opinions, and some opinions are wrong. That's wrong. Would you agree?
No, I think Jamie's entitled to an opinion, but it's that I've never heard that.
That's another way of saying you're wrong.
Tom says Michael Jackson turned into a werewolf in Thriller. That was scary. Cracking makeup. Gina loves Rawhead Rex.
I reckon a werewolf turning into Michael Jackson is scarier.
Yeah. Paul Henry says, how the hell wasn't Lesbian Vampire Killers? Yeah, hell of a film.
I haven't seen it. It would have gone in if I'd seen it.
I bet, right, none of our American audience have heard of Lesbian Vampire Killers.
And
there's no way.
Yeah, even though they've heard of James Corden because he's a big star, and he's one of his earlier films is shit.
John says, have you both not seen In Fear about the couple who get lost in the countryside? I've seen it actually quite recently, John. Maybe like 5 months ago. I was late to this one and I found it on Amazon. Very good film, but I know you haven't seen it, Jenks.
In Fear. Give me the gist.
So it's literally just a couple, they get lost in the countryside. I'm not saying much else. They're in their car. It's a stressful situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Right.
Right. So Ghost Watch.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most impressive movies ever made. I'm gutted I wasn't there to witness it live. I was quite late to the party on this one. It got released on Blu-ray. Maybe I want to say 4 years ago, Jenks, and that's the first time I watched it.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'd never seen it because obviously it was banned for a long time or just taken off TV, and it didn't have much release on physical media. And 101 Films have released it on Blu-ray a few years back, so jumped in there, watched it. And to be honest, it still had the same effect, Jenks. I was still scared watching it. Doesn't matter if I thought it was real or not. Yeah. I still had hell of a good time with this one. I still enjoyed the aspect of it supposed it when it was meant to be real. I still had that feeling where obviously you've got Michael Parkinson in the studio and you've got recognizable BBC faces at the house talking to the family. And just the whole story they set up with the ghost that they call Pipes, or the hidden ghost, kind of like what they did with Hill House. And this film just keeps amping it up as the movie goes along. It's a proper slow burn. And yeah, it's terrifying. It's so well done. It's so creepy, and it's ultra British.
I was very lucky to see it live when it was on, and I was on my own in a bedroom, and I thought it was real, and I was genuinely scared. I'm not just saying I was a kid. So when did it come out? 1990, maybe 91, something like that. I forget.
Yeah, you were about 30 in 1990.
You cheeky bastard.
Up in your bedroom, like.
Yeah, with a pipe. What's this, son? I remember being genuinely, I remember being scared, and I remember being fascinated by the news of like, and I was like, oh my God, I watched that. Yeah, I thought it was real. I was like responding to like all the backlash.
Yeah, well, the problem was, right, for people who watched it right from the start. So when you were watching the channel anyway, and it comes on, a disclaimer does come up, right, and tells the viewer that this is fictional, it is not real what you're about to see. They didn't actually try and trick people. And then when you get to the point in the film where they open up the phone line for people to call in, and then they'll talk about their ghost experiences. Well, what should have happened is when you phoned that number, it would tell you again that this is a work of fiction, this isn't real, and these phone lines aren't working, right? But because so many people were phoning in, the phone line went busy or it went down. So everyone phoning in couldn't get through to hear that message either. So there's just those two factors that kind of like amplified it for everyone, you know, that didn't actually know that it was fake.
I phoned in, Kurt. There's a guy. Hello, Michael Parkinson. Craig Charles. Yes. One thing is, right, people phoning in, it's like, what are they going to get like from a phone call? It's like,
yeah.
Sorry, it's like,
well,
how sad have you got to be to phone?
Yeah, well, if someone has got a genuine ghost story, they may have actually phoned in to give them, some tips. But
tips. Tips. Call a Ghostbuster.
That's what I was just going to say now. Bill Murray on the phone. Guys,
we're ready to believe you.
This is another cool thing about the movie as well, right? So we know that The Conjuring 2 is based on the Enfield poltergeist, and so is this. Well, this was actually James Wan's inspiration for making Conjuring 2, not just the Enfield haunting case.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, yeah, James Wan was a fan of this specifically, and that's why he wanted to set The Conjuring 2 in Enfield.
Yeah. Right, where are you putting it, Kurt?
Top spot. Too many in top spot.
I know, it's getting a bit silly now, isn't it? I will put this. I will put this. Look, we're not biased because we're British, okay? There is plenty of shit British films, I promise. I was a bit lazy, and I was just picking iconic ones. That's why there's so many in the top spot. Yeah, there's an array of shit ones in it, Kurt.
Oh yeah, there's too many.
Right. Just want to read this quick. Tom Baker says, my fave is The Legend of Hell House. That's the Richard Matheson one, Hell House. I've seen that film. I've read the book. It is really, really good film. I can't remember who's in it now, but if you haven't read, the book is amazing. It's very horrible. It's got a bit of Hellraiser about it, of debauchery and like the supernatural. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Do you read out a few comments, Jenks?
Yeah. Do you want to do it? Yeah.
Eli says, look at all the awesome Hammer horror films that are. I know, and there's too many. We could have put 200 on this list, but we had to narrow it down to the more popular ones, But I love the Hammer movies, Eli. Eli also says, I have the Blu-ray. Of course you do. I've seen your collection, pal. It's very impressive.
I'll put them on screen for you, Kurt.
Okay. We're on Jamie Hart now.
You missed Trevor's.
What? London awesome, Paris sucks.
Yeah. I agree.
Jamie says it's all a matter of perspective. Lol, I had fun with Paris. Great music. I don't care all about the CGI. Yeah, and that's spot on, Jamie. I mean, we all like movies that no one else likes. I mean, I'm the biggest culprit for it. And you'll see that now when I rank Rawhead Rex. You'll soon find out how shit I am.
And Jamie, look, I saw Paris in the cinema. I enjoyed it at the time. I enjoyed it enough to buy it. I used to have it on VHS. Only in retrospect, I slag it off, but I still owned it. So there must have been something in there, especially the bungee jump scene at the start.
Hell yeah. Ben says, I'm going to watch Brain Dead after your guys' live because of your intro. It's got me wanting the Brain Dead fix. Oh my God, I always want to watch Brain Dead.
Yeah.
Eli, I have the big box from 101 of Ghostwatch. It's so damn good. Yeah. Paul, I too watched it live, proper scary at the time. Awesome. Eli says, Curtis, you need to watch WNUF. That is a fun movie, exactly like Ghostwatch, but for us in the States. You did mention that on one of the other lives, and I forgot to search it up. So let me just add it to my watch list now, pal, and I will get that watched.
Paul Henry says, Sarah Green, Michael Parkinson, Dave Lister, class cast. Dave Lister, if you've seen Red Dwarf, you know what that reference is. We love Red Dwarf. So Punkachino's in the house. Yes, get in there. How's it going, Punkachino? I watched Ghost House live, and I did. It's amazing. I was 11. I think I was 11 actually as well. And I was bloody terrified. Missed the disclaimer. I'm not sure if there was a disclaimer live. Maybe on the video.
There was, Jenks. There was.
Okay, fair enough.
Easy enough to miss. I bet you weren't writing on the screen when you were 11.
No. Trevi McTrevi said Hammer horror all day. I know we got to get on some Hammer horror, Kurt.
That's a video all in itself now. Like if we're going to rank British, we could just do Hammer. So let's just do ranking Hammer movies.
Yes. We got Davy Dreads in the house. How's it going, Davy?
Hi, Davy. How you doing, pal?
Theatre of Blood, 73, starring Vincent Price, is an underrated British horror film gem.
Yes. So I have this one on Blu-ray. It's a great movie.
Vincent Price is American. I'm not wrong there, am I?
No, I don't think so. I think he's British.
I think he's American.
Is he American?
Yeah. I think we just associate him with Hammer horror.
Yeah, American. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Anyway, we've got one left. I'm going to start this off. We've got Rawhead Rex. This was written and directed by. Oh no, he didn't direct it. Sorry,
he didn't direct it.
It's
Clive Barker, man.
Clive Barker's Rawhead Rex. This is a piece of shit, and without this piece of shit, Clive Barker wouldn't have gone on to make Hellraiser. This is going straight into Dick Van Dyke. If there's a lower level, I'd put it in. It's got light bulb eyes. This is worse than Street Trash, or it's in the same level as Street Trash. It's a piece of shit. Curtis, if you put it any higher than Dick Van Dyke, I'm done.
Oh, do you know what? I hope you're done, Jenks. I'm done. I'm looking for excuses for you to be done.
I'm done. This is it. This is the breaking point.
I'll go solo and I'll only talk about shit films.
Do not. If you put this any higher, Kurt, I'm going to swing for you.
So I'm gonna swing for you.
I'm gonna virtual reality swing.
Oh, I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. You'll be texting me like, when can I cut yours next? And I'll just keep delaying it. Keep delaying it.
I've been rubbing my knuckles all the way. I can't wait. I can't wait. Months later, I lost my thing now. I can't be asked.
So I'm a really big fan of this movie. It's one of those movies I loved when I was a kid, and I've just kind of grown up loving it. It is a shit film, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's the greatest horror movie ever made, but I have a lot of fun with this one. I like the design of Rawhead Rex. I think he looks fucking awesome, and it's just a really good British horror movie. Well, I wouldn't say really good, but I'm gonna put this one in.
You dare!
I'm mumbling now. I'm scared. You know what?
You dare!
Because you've threatened me. I'm nervous now. I'm genuinely nervous. I don't know what to do.
You should be nervous.
All right, I'll put it in shit, Jenks.
No, put it where you want.
Are you sure?
You can put it where you want.
Is that okay? Yeah.
No, look, live on air. I'm not threatening you. Okay. Look, Kurt. I'm not threatening you. I'm just threatening your family. Okay?
Whoa! Calm down.
And your kids.
Calm down.
Okay. What school does your kid go to?
Sending me photos of my house.
Yeah.
I know where you live.
Picture your kids like, that's not even my kid. Oh, fuck, wrong school.
Do you know what you would have to do is you'd have to send me a photo from inside my house of my film collection.
Yeah.
Then I'd rate this shit. That's the only thing that's going to make me listen.
No, you look close so you can see Legally Blonde. That's not my house.
Signed poster. legally blonde action figure. The Woods made an action figure.
You and Reese Witherspoon like a photo. Right, where are you putting this, boy? I put in shit. Where are you putting it?
I'm going to put it in Peter Cushing.
What?
Now,
fuck right off.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lying. You bastard. You're lying. No.
I'm not. So is that third down?
That's like that.
No, wait
good.
there. No.
It's not average. That's good.
Wait there. Doug Bradley. I thought Peter Cushing was third down.
I mean, that's bad enough. But
look, it is a shit film. I know why Clive Barker hates it and he wanted to direct Hellraiser, but it's just got nostalgia for me now. I've owned it so many times, Jenks. It's disgusting. Yeah. So many times.
Yeah, I know. It's shit.
Are you done now, though? Are you done threatening me? Because I have a different opinion to you. Because if we're going down that route, your opinion matches no one. So I would say I'm quite similar. So like 80% of the horror world is me. This is me, right? I'm 80% of the horror world. You're like 2%. Only 2% of people that love horror movies have the same views as you. Because everything is just shit.
Look, Gina says, I laughed my ass off at this film. That kid did my head in, and I was a kid. Shit, but hilarious. Thank you.
Hey, she's agreeing with me here.
I don't know. I don't know.
She's agreeing with me.
Davey Dredd says, Jenks loves to trash street trash. It's fantastic stuff. Oh, you got too many lovers of this shit film. Bullshit.
We're just horror fans, Jenks. We're just horror fans. I honestly believe, right, if a movie hasn't been at least nominated for like a BAFTA, you won't give it a look in. It's got to have some sort of accolade for you to even have even think about watching it.
I know what you mean. Do you know when Return of the Living Dead got that Oscar? They
did win a Tony for the soundtrack.
Trash had Best Actress, and I think Tarman had Best Supporting Actor.
No, Tarman got Best Gums at the Oscars.
Yeah, Best Gum Award. And the award Best Gums. And the Trash, and the award for Best Tits. We got Trash. Come on, Trash, come up.
Come on, Trash.
Show your tits. Trevi McTrev said, with the tradition of UK horror novels, I'm surprised of how few modern films there are. Mary, she, Lily, and the like. Not sure what that means.
I just.
Oh, Mary Shelley. Sorry,
Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley. Cut you off. Sorry. Yes, Mary Shelley. Do you know Mary Shelley was about 19 or 18 when she wrote Frankenstein? Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, well, have you heard the whole thing about Lord Byron?
No.
So there's a thing about she was friends with Lord Byron. He was what they used to call mad, bad, and dangerous to be around. So he's a bit of a bastard.
Yeah.
And there's massive theories that he kind of wrote Frankenstein. So she came to him with a base, and he kind of fleshed it out completely. But yeah, rumors, it's obviously not solidified. It's not something that's guaranteed. But the stories I've heard that Lord Byron actually wrote the majority of the book, you know.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, let's not take anything away from Mary Shelley here, guys.
Yeah, fair play to her. Right, let me just stop sharing this crap. Hey!
There we are.
Oh, look at this. Eli Curtis, sorry, but Team Curtis all day. Oh,
do you know what, Jenks? You'll get a lot of that, right? Because you come on here and you just spill hatred.
I'm not a guest, man.
you
come on my show. Cheeky bastard. Guys, I've had a lot of fun in this show tonight. It's been brilliant. Yeah,
it's been a good one.
One of my favorites.
I am this might be my last one ever though, guys.
He's quitting. Yeah, it's just gonna be me slagging off street trash for an hour and a half every week.
Shit.
Right, another hour and a half of slagging it off. Yeah. Right. I think we've been doing for an hour and a half. Should we wrap things up, Kurt?
Hour and a half. Do you know what, Eli? if I can get it, I'm gonna watch WNUF tonight, and I'll have it ready for the next live. Definitely, I'll let you know what I think. But yeah, if I can watch that tonight, I will watch it.
Jamie Hart says, "Wait, what? Lord Byron tried to take credit for Mary Shelley? What?"
Yes, so there's apparently maybe he was the one going around saying it, but yeah, apparently Lord Byron was going around in the Victorian times spouting that he created Frankenstein. And it wouldn't be too crazy because he was a bit of a mad bastard. So it's something that, he could conjure up.
Did you know, right? Not comparing myself to Mary Shelley, okay? But somebody plagiarized 3 of my books on
I
Amazon.
know. I remember you telling me about that. That's insane.
And
word for word.
Yeah, and it was much better than mine. And I plagiarized him, man. I thought I'll have that. No, yeah, Jenny, he was removed from Amazon. Yeah, he was reported, and he was apparently a serial plagiarizer. If that's the word, plagiarizer. Whatever.
I can't believe someone wanted to plagiarize your book, though. Maybe because he thought he wouldn't get caught because no one was looking at your books. Maybe.
Well, it was a strange. It was a disgusting, and it was quite like flattering as well.
No one's going to discover I plagiarized. Imagine, right? His book flies off the charts, right? Number one best-selling novel, and he gets a movie adaptation made, Burn the Dead, but it's called Crisp the Dead.
Yeah. The Dead, but it was kind of flattering and insulting. It was a strange feeling, because I was a new writer at the time, and I was like, oh, well, obviously it was good enough for someone to steal.
I've got something to say here to David. David says, get it. Jenks is a writer, so he's going to be more critical of creative works. No, Jenks has always been an asshole, even before he was a writer.
I was an asshole long before I was critical.
Do you know, he's always been an asshole. And I remember when I was a kid and I used to be like, my squeaky little voice and tell him that I liked the film. And I'm like 7 at this point, and he's like, you're wrong, it's shit. Shouting at me when I was a kid.
He did have look, Curtis. I've known Curtis all his life, and he's always had bad taste. Okay, it's not a new thing. Okay, it's not since we've had a channel. He's always had bad taste.
I remember me and you. You're going back maybe like maybe close to 10 years now, Jenks. I remember me and you had a full-on argument over the Hateful Eight, and we walked away from each other out drinking.
You took a swing for me, didn't you? Apparently.
But I remember that was the worst one we had, where because we'd always get into it when we in person. This is what we were like anyway, always arguing over movies because your shit opinions. And I remember Hateful Eight maybe had just come out, so maybe it wasn't 10 years ago. And I remember you hated it, and we got into a massive heated debate over it, and we kind of had to walk away from each other.
Yeah, I remember you saying, like, if we ever do a YouTube channel in 10 years' time, I'm going to slag you off live. I'll tell the world.
You're going to get it.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Eli Cortez says, don't sell yourself short, Jenks. You're an amazing author. Friday, I'm getting the book. Yes.
That's awesome, Eli.
Yes.
What a guy. Even though, right, he's Team Curtis, it's still nice that you can find something nice to say about Jenks, Eli. So that's nice.
I think he's Team Curtis because he feels sorry if he was like, oh, look. all Curtis has got is this, Davy Deathray says, being a musician made me a way bigger jerk about other people's music. Oh, Davy Deathray's a musician as well. That's not fair.
Oh, but I've made short films. So you make me feel bad now. Am I a shit filmmaker?
He's a great podcaster. He's really good looking, and he's a musician. Oh, come on now. You're just showing off now, Davy. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I hope you're short. I've never seen you stand up. I hope you're about 5 foot. Not fair. Yeah. Yeah.
He's got to have some flaws. He's got to have some flaws.
Should we wrap it up? It's getting close to 9 o'clock now, and I'm working tomorrow.
Well, guys, I would keep going for another hour, but let's let the old man go to sleep.
Do you wanna wrap it up, Kurt? Do you wanna give the goodbyes?
Yeah, of course.
I've talked enough.
Awesome live tonight, guys. Thank you to everyone that turned up. proper heating up on the lives now. So thank you everyone that jumps on every time we go live, chucks in great comments, great engagement.
Good fun.
This was one of the most funs I've had live, regardless of how much Jenks pissed me off. So like always, guys, you're all awesome, and we're only doing this channel because you guys keep coming back and watching us.
Yeah, and what people don't realize is I'm doing the work behind the scenes, so it looks like I'm just sitting here, but Curtis is just enjoying, and I'm doing all the shit behind the scenes. I'm spinning plates, I'm putting all the rankings, and he's just sitting there smoking.
Hey, we agreed that I would do all the pre-recorded stuff and you would do all the live stuff, right? That's harder because that takes me days to edit, all right? Even though you've edited the last 5 videos because I've been lazy.
Yeah, in our fact, you're not lazy. Had so many trips lately. I'm like, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll just, anyway.
Just you being a good cousin and helping me out.
It's teamwork without sounding sloppy. We are in this together, Kurt. And yes. Anyway,
did you see what Davies said?
Slagging me off?
No. Click on Davies.
Where is he?
Just
hang on. Where am I?
Get that up on the big screen. It's literally like
no. Every time I go, the screen is bobbing up and down because new one's coming up. I'm 6 foot, big dong too. 6 foot dong, Jesus Christ!
That's an awfully big mustache.
Is he 6 foot? Come on. I'm 5'10", and I sure if a doctor measured me, I'd probably be slightly under.
Yeah.
I think 6 foot people. I think 6 foot people are 6'1" when they say.
Yeah.
6'1". Right, should we wrap it up? Right, thanks guys for jumping on. I'm going to give a little plug at the end. I got a new book out. It's called The Great Decay. I forgot my name of my own book. It's on Amazon now. Check it out. It's a zombie book. It's one of my best. Read the blurb and see if you like it. And yeah, we'll be here on Wednesday. Or are you busy, Kurt? Got a busy life?
No, I think I can do Wednesday. Yeah, no, I can do Wednesday.
I'm always available Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday, guys. Thanks for jumping on.
Yes, thanks again, guys. You're awesome. Thanks for turning up, guys.
Good night, guys. Cheers.
Oh, come on, Jenks. The Great Decay by Stephen Jenkins.